All right, it is Thursday, everyone. I'm Andrew Dowd. It is time for our Happening in the Hamptons podcast, our weekly breakdown of the Hamptons market, new listings, and events on the East End. We are sponsored by New York Title Abstract, the Hamptons' leading title insurance firm. Visit newyorktitle.com. We have Mr. Steve Glick, Dave Rotiner, and today, return guest, though it has been a while, so welcome back.
Yep.
Elliot Pegg, how are you?
Woohoo.
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Easily the coolest accent in the Saunders office.
English, not Australian.
English, not Australian. Do you get that a lot?
All the time.
Really?
Especially from this guy right here to the left of me.
At least 3 times a week.
Really?
Yeah.
So you call people and you're like, "Hello, I'm Elliot," and they're like, "Are you from Australia?"
Yeah.
And-
I just say yes.
And you're like, "Look, if you list with me, I'll be wherever you want me to be."
I'll be
Like,
from South Africa.
so what's going on, man? I mean, first of all, May 1st. Okay, so
wow, May 1st.
it's May 1st. This is, I would almost say this starts the season. I know Memorial Day, like
well, I said last week it was after spring break. Now we're
Yeah.
saying May 1st, but
it's
feels,
just like
feels like summer.
Yeah, it's game on.
The
you
traffic
know?
is back.
Yeah,
Oh,
we were just talking about that. The traffic's back, but it looks like the Hamptons out here now. Everything's in bloom.
It's fun.
It looks great. The grass is green. The houses look amazing. The water's probably still a little cold. I don't know that it'd go in the ocean yet.
Cold
but
plunge. You cold
But
plunge.
just wait, though. Like you say, yeah, this is the official summer season has started, but once Memorial Day hits, it's a whole
Yeah.
other world. Like then you're like, oh yeah, this is summer. Like when people are sitting outside eating at Pierre's, walking down Main Street, just walking around, walking their dogs, then you really get a sense of it. The beaches are open. I don't think the beaches are really open yet. Like there's no lifeguards yet. I think that's when it really sets in. You know?
Yeah.
But it's coming.
it is.
Oh, yeah.
20-something days, right?
20.
They can't let the countdown begin. So, Memorial Day is May 26th. So today's the 1st. So Memorial Day weekend kicks off on Friday the 23rd. Let's go.
So, to that point, let's just say you're like, man, it's really nice out. And I would love to be out in the Hamptons. But, oh, my gosh, I haven't picked a rental. Elliot,
God.
what do you do? Like, can you still get into the Hamptons for the summer?
Yeah, there's time. You can turn around rentals very quickly. I think there's a lot of inventory this year. A lot more has come on. There's a lot more savvy buyers. And I think one of the most important things this year is you've got to make sure that your rental is priced right.
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing that we're seeing is that the people that are listing don't know their competition. The agents maybe don't know what else is out there that's their competition. And they're pricing it to what the owner would love to get, but what's not realistic to get.
Right.
Well, they had some COVID pricing still stuck in the system, right? Like we saw
my
some
gosh.
inflated
Yeah, we're not-
numbers.
Let it go.
Yeah, we saw
It's
those
over.
inflated rental numbers a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Those are still lingering
Yeah,
around.
it's gone. It's not the same anymore. And
Especially when you have an influx of inventory where, like, you're not the only game in town.
yeah, I think there's a lot more on the market this year than there was last year. You could quote me on that. I could be wrong, but from what I'm seeing and just how many are coming on the system and all these reductions of prices, I'm seeing a lot of inventory, a lot of rentals, a lot more people seeing the value of renting their home and maybe not being educated into the best way to do that.
And a lot of people also just testing it out too. They're like, let's just throw it up and see if we can catch something. You know.
The problem with that though is then you throw it up for that that lofty price. You're like, I'd love to get X for my house, and then it sits on there for a month, 2 months, and you're like, oh man, it's not renting. Well, now people have maybe that looked at it, rented something out else, and now we're getting closer and closer to the season, so you do a price reduction. Mm-hmm. But now the pressure's on. It's like, well, now I got a month left or 3 weeks or whatever the case may be. And maybe now it's priced right, but those people that wanted your house have found something else. I don't know.
But what's your advice if you're looking for a rental? Like you said, we were talking earlier. So you see something that's Memorial Day to Labor Day. It's not necessarily that whole time period, right? You're seeing people just throw out, hey, let's see if they would be open to just doing 1 month or 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, if most people want Memorial to Labor Day and there's no other offerings, I suggest adding as many offerings as possible because then you get more hits in the system and more people are going to find your property. I've tried to have my rentals be as flexible as possible. We had one rental that was year round. It's starting July 15th. So and there was reasons for that, and it just meant that they had 2 weeks before, or if they wanted to rent it for 2 weeks before, and then next year we can start the rental again July 1, and then we get most of the next season. So I think owners need to try and be as flexible as possible, you know, and not be so stuck to it has to be Memorial Day.
So be flexible, offer more time periods. And then if you're if you're trying to rent your property, what's some advice for a renter that says, hey, look, my property hasn't rented yet. I'm following your advice, but what else can I do?
I think lowering the price is important. If it's the new construction, make sure it's staged. I think it's really important.
Yeah, I mean, how else could if someone moves in, they're expecting, when a renter moves into a house, they're expecting beds, linens, furniture, TVs, all that stuff, right?
Yeah, it's a hotel. It's a hotel that they can stay in every night.
They're not bringing their own furniture to it.
And you can't envision it until you see it in person as well. It can, even if it's staged online, you know, if you've got virtual staging online, you still can't get a sense of it until you walk around and you see it in person.
What's the fastest turnaround time you put someone into a rental? Like they saw their rental on a Friday, and how soon can they get in and rent that property?
I've seen people. I had a rental a few weeks ago. Again, really different and weird dates. It was July 1 to August 18th, and it was 3 days.
Wow.
They contacted me, and 3 days later they got into a July 1 to August 18th rental.
Good for them.
And it was these were the dates we wanted. They didn't have that listed, but they had July, they had August.
So that's good advice. If you are going to rent, be ready, because that call may come and they say, I want to be in tomorrow. So be prepared. So if you put your house up for rent, be ready that someone might say, hey, all right, this is great. I'm coming this weekend. And you should be prepared and flexible to make those accommodations.
Yeah, and listen, and now that, you know, that rental now has got it listed that they can do a 2-week rental from August 19th to Labor Day. They can do a 2-week.
They can still do others.
So
it's not like you've lost August.
It's not like you've lost it.
Yeah.
You can still now do.
So one of the things that was brought to my attention recently about these rentals is that if you do a 2-week rental, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, and if you rent your house for 2 weeks, that's tax-free money. Correct. Now, any period over that 2-week period, it's, you know, you got to let the IRS know about that, and it's not tax-free, right? So homes could rent for 2 weeks, and that's all you. You know,
so that's the thing. They could.
That's a secret. I don't think people know that.
This could be a huge one for the one that we rented, and it's a great house, and now the owners, and I'm sure the agent, you know, she's been doing it for a long time, and she was savvy enough in saying, listen, you could probably now rent it for 2 weeks, and we made sure that we gave them enough time.
It's great
to be able to do.
And everybody's happy.
And everyone's happy, you know. But she gives me the dates of July 1 to, I think it was like the middle of August, or really 14th or something. It was something like July 1 to August 14th, and she was like, but then I know that they have 3 weekends. And
so, Elliot, talk to me the importance of working with a real estate agent when facilitating these rental transactions, representing the.
Yeah, I guess you could. Some people have them as open listings.
Yeah,
but then that gets a little busy.
Yeah,
you know. So
one key, one agent, one point of contact.
Great, love it.
Go with the exclusive.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Yeah.
It just means that you've got one person that's dealing with your rental. You've got one person that's promoting you. And every other open rental, no one's promoting the open rentals. It's out there to everybody to rent it. You know, with an exclusivity, you've got the direct contact with the owner. You're the person that's going to be showing the people around. You're not going to have someone going in there.
I feel like it's a big security. It's a security. Like if you have your rental and every agent in the Hamptons has access, they have a key in their office. Sometimes you don't know who's coming in and out. But if you work with one specific agent, they're your point of contact. It only just makes the transaction a lot easier and safer for everybody.
Everybody's got those security cameras too. It's like, hey, who are you coming in my house?
No, but I feel like the main thing is somebody that like really knows your house.
Yeah,
you know, because
when
you spread it all around on an open rental, it's like everyone just takes it and whatever.
Right.
And they don't really know a lot about the house, and half the time, you know, the agents don't really. Half of the agents, you know, don't even respond to an inquiry, you know, so it's like you have a lot of confidence that you're going to be represented when you have the open.
Their agents can be working harder.
Listen, they're not doing the things that they should be doing, which is what we're talking about, is pricing it competitively to the market, because the owner is really the person that's deciding what they want to price it at. So they don't have that knowledge from the agent.
And since we're talking about it, also the photography is a big issue. Because when you take photos of a house from one agency and a photo from a house of another agency, they upload it to their website. depending on who the photographer is, the photographs could look totally different, and that really kind of confuses the renter as they're searching. I think that's why. I mean, most people are doing exclusive rentals. I feel like.
I feel like more people are moving from an open to an exclusive.
Yeah.
One of the rentals I have was an open, and then we ended up, moving to an exclusive, and we got it rented last year, and that's one rental I will talk about today. But the other thing as well, and we didn't chat about this before the podcast, is that you say that they have it listed with every brokerage. Most people don't have their rental listed with every brokerage in the Hamptons. Mm-hmm. So then if they don't have it listed with every brokerage in the Hamptons, we can't find it on our system. If we went on our East, we can find it.
Yeah.
But I've had times where I've had I've had people that are looking to rent that have said, oh, what about this one? I said, oh, sorry, I didn't see that one because we don't have it listed.
You don't want to be looking
Right.
around. You know
So what
I mean?
happens
Once
when it
you want it
becomes
centralized.
an exclusive? Now you have that signed up, and then you put it into the quote unquote MLS system that shares it with all the other agents. So when they're doing their searches in their system, they're going to see that listing. So it's really important that it's a key factor in making it an exclusive, that it gets syndicated out and shared with the agents. And obviously they're not calling the homeowner, they're calling the direct point of contact, which is Elliot, the exclusive listing agent. So Elliot, you have a rental currently.
What you got?
Yeah, it's 570 Hampton Road. It's one of the units in that compound. It's beautiful. It's unit 28. We rented last summer. The guy's actually my neighbor, which is always helpful. I can literally walk across the road if I need to talk to him instead of getting on the phone call. But 2 bedroom, 2 bath. It's got 1 bath on the main, and then up top you've got 2 beds in the other bathroom.
What
it's a mile
amenities
from the village?
What kind of amenities does this
It's
complex
got
have?
tennis. It's got pool. It has a little backyard, little grill. It's very, very enclosed.
So
it's
this
quiet.
is easy Hamptons
Everything
living.
you
This
want
is-
for the summer, man.
What's the price of this one
So we have it listed right now at 55 for the summer.
for the summer? Okay.
And we've done our homework. And I spoke to him the other day. I said, listen, we haven't got it rented yet. What do you want to do? And he said, well, where is it priced? I said, we price it lower than our competition. He said, well, let's keep it there and we'll see where we go.
Okay.
So we're kind of trying to.
It sounds like, if you're coming out to the Hamptons, you want like easy living, enjoy the Hamptons, but still have a pool and tennis. It's close to the village.
Correct.
Easy living.
All of it.
And it's very inexpensive. It's not one of those ones where you get all these utilities at the end of the month and your utility bill is gone. It's very, very little. It costs very little to live there. So.
That's good. So let's talk big picture. Boss, what do you got as far as the numbers last week?
All right. Last week, 21 listings went into contract, which is the same as last year, which is odd. So no change year over year. And 2 years ago, it was 31 listings, so a decrease there of 32%. But again, we keep seeing like in the 20s of listings going into contract. That's been steady for the past 5 or 6 weeks now of listings going into contract. The breakdown of the 21 transactions this past week, there was 1 between 15 and 20 million, 2 between 5 and 10 million, 1 between 3 and 5 million, 3 between 2 and 3 million, 11 between 1 and 2 million, and 3 under $1 million. The dollar volume was 61 million. Last year was 70 million, a decrease of 13%. 2 years ago was 89 million, a decrease of 31%. So it's kind of a slowish week for dollar volume. But again, new listings coming onto the market, 38. We've seen 40. We've seen 39. We've seen 41. Now 38. This has been steady, high. This has been high for the past 6 weeks now. This increases the inventory by 17 listings. And the breakdown of the 38 new listings, there was 2 over 20 million, 1 between 15 and 20 million, 2 between 10 and 15 million, 6 between 5 and 10 million, 9 between 3 and 5 million, 3 between 2 and 3 million, 8 between 1 and 2 million, 7 under $1 million, and the inventory stands at 1,951 total listings, 1,514 active, and 437 in contract. So it's normal business. This has like been the flow every week. 20 plus going into contract, like around 40 coming on the market.
So that's what you want to be seeing. Kind
This
of a
is good.
balanced market.
Yeah, balance. This is good. Like if I saw these big swings, I would be a little like, oh, man, what happened that week? But this has been pretty constant. It's good to digest and good to see.
And I think too, if you're considering selling your house or you were over the winter, I mean, now's the time, right? Everything's opening up. It's looking good. It's a great time to start marketing your property. And we're going to be getting into the summer when people are going to want to see it at its best. So
We can finally get some aerials that have some green on them.
I'll be doing a lot of drone work over the next couple weeks. Yes.
Photography, you'll see photography improving now that these pools and are open and the trees are green. You're going to see some beautiful new listings coming on to the market.
Dave, it's May. It's warm.
Yeah.
Tell me something to do this weekend. Actually, I have a ton to do this weekend, but if I didn't, what's...
There, that's good. That's fine. There's tons to do this weekend.
I mean, I have like 2
If you,
kids' birthday parties to go to. It's not like
I
fun
get it.
stuff. It's just like normal parent stuff. But go ahead.
It's all good. There's tons to do this weekend. If you want to figure out what you want to do this weekend, you can go to Hamptons.com, the #1 place to get events in the Hamptons. This weekend, however, if you want to know from me, my pick for this week is Long Island Restaurant Week. If you go to longislandrestaurantweek.com, they have $29, $39, and $46 3-course price fix or price fix.
Probably price fix.
Price fix, but they spell it with an X. It's price fix, I guess. Steve's shaking his head. He doesn't think that's funny. All right, I thought it was funny. All right, so
This is all of Long Island?
this is all Long Island, but it includes the Hamptons. So some restaurants,
which is on Long Island.
yeah,
If you weren't aware.
yeah. So some restaurants that are participating in these are some pretty great restaurants. You got El Buco and Amagansett. They're having a lunch for $24. Keep in mind these are like price fixed.
Yeah.
They're like 3 courses. Nick and Tony's. You can go to Nick and Tony's. It's normally like a $350 a night dinner. For $46 for a price fix there. You got Nick and Tony's. You got the Palm, same deal. You got the Maidstone. You got Barron's Cove. I mean, a bunch of really great restaurants. So if you want to decide to go out to eat at a nice restaurant this weekend, this is the way to do it. So check that out. Then if you want to work off that giant meal on Sunday, May 4th, rain or shine at Main Beach, there is the May Day 5K.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah.
All right.
And this is in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, and proceeds go to the Tyler Project. And Main Beach is just such a special spot. You know,
Beautiful.
at least 1,000 people descend on this thing, and you know, go for a nice little 5K run. And it's a beautiful run. You really can't beat it. So if you want to do that, that's May 4th, 9 a.m. to noon. Then, what else do I have for you? Oh, I wanted to bring this up. So Cinco de Mayo is Monday. Cinco de Mayo. You guys know what Cinco de Mayo is?
Yep, the 5th of May.
Yeah, it's May 5th. It's this Monday.
Great.
Okay.
I didn't know you speak Spanish.
See.
Yeah. So Cinco de Mayo is this Monday. And La Fondina in Amagansett is the place to celebrate it. If you are East Hampton going out to Montauk, I'm going to say La Fondita is the spot to go to. That's May 5th, and that's running all day. And they have tons of specials on their menu, as well as drink specials. And then if I had to pick Southampton, I would say for Cinco de Mayo, I would say Uno Mas.
Mm-hmm.
And then what would you say for Hampton Bays? Do they got one in Hampton Bays?
For Cinco de Mayo?
For Cinco de Mayo.
Well,
Is Rumba Mexican?
No, I don't know.
All right, so we'll figure it out later. So, but anyway.
I make a
so
really
Uno-
delicious chicken quesadilla. I mean, oh, you know where? That has really good like burritos and tacos and stuff is Margarita Grill in
West Hampton Beach. That
I went there
sounds like a
last
Cinco
week.
de Mayo hot spot.
They have margaritas. They got everything,
Okay,
right?
good.
So,
Yeah.
all right, so
that's my
good.
pick.
So we finally got that uncovered.
All right, there
So
you go.
that's what's going on this weekend in the Hamptons.
All right. Elliot, anything else to add?
I'll be doing open houses all weekend.
There you go. He's working, man. Hey, real estate
Just on
never takes a day
yeah,
off.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, listen, if you guys are interested in renting your place or looking for a rental, Elliot's got the hookup. Give him a call. Reach out. What's your number? Are we putting that out there?
oh, yeah.
We can put it
Email?
out there.
Go for it.
Yeah, 631-644-6636.
All right. And he's Elliot from England, not Australia. So, but I guess you can ask because everybody does. Elliot, thanks for joining us, man. It won't be so long until we have you on again next time. Everybody, enjoy the May start to the season, or I guess we're in the season, or we're coming up on the season, or whatever. The weather's nice. Thanks so much for listening. We'll be back next week. Until then, I'm Andrew Dowd, and that is what's happening in the Hamptons.